Hello, Virgo. Something is about to surface. Not gradually, not in the slow, incremental way that most truths find their way into the open. With the specific, all at once quality of something that has been held below the surface for too long and is finally, through the accumulated pressure of everything that has been building, breaking through, today, in the specific and significant way of a reveal that changes the quality of what you understand about your own situation. And what is surfacing, what has been beneath everything, running at depth, present through every interaction and every silence and every moment where this person was in your vicinity without saying what they were actually carrying is love. Not the mild, manageable, I find you appealing kind, the desperate kind, the specific, consuming, this has exceeded everything I know how to do with it kind that arrives in a person without permission and refuses through time, through distance, through every reasonable attempt to redirect it to be anything other than what it is. Take what is yours today. What resonates, let it land, without immediately reaching for reasons it cannot be as significant as it feels. What does not, release it gently. But for those of you who felt something shift when I said today, who felt the specific alertness of someone being told that what has been invisible is about to become visible, this reading is speaking directly to what is already in motion. Let me speak about what desperate actually means in the context of love, because desperate is a word that can carry connotations it does not deserve in this specific use. Here it does not mean unstable, does not mean the pressuring, boundary ignoring quality of someone whose love has become a demand rather than a gift. Desperate in this reading means the specific, honest, I have run out of the ability to contain this quality of someone whose feeling has exceeded every container they have tried to keep it in, who has attempted genuinely with real effort to love at a manageable size and has discovered that what they feel simply does not submit to management, that it returns every time to its full size, regardless of what has been done to keep it smaller. Soft sigh. The desperation is the evidence of the depth. That is the specific and important thing to understand about the quality of what is about to be revealed. What is desperate is not the person. The person is intact, is functioning, is moving through their daily life with the ordinary competence of someone who has not allowed what they carry to consume the visible surface of their existence. What is desperate is the feeling itself, the specific self insisting, this will not be managed quality of something that has arrived at a size that simply requires more room than the private interior can provide indefinitely. And today, in the specific quality of a moment that has been approaching through everything that preceded it, the feeling is going to require the room that only the open air between two people provides, is going to move from the private to the shared, from the interior to the expressed, from the thing only this person has known to the thing both of you know. Hear what has been held back because this voice has been living in the desperate space of loving without having said so, and it needs to find you today. I need you to know something. And I want to begin there with the need because I think it is the most honest beginning available. Not, I want to tell you, which suggests a comfortable choice made from a position of ease. I need you to know because carrying this without your knowing has become something I cannot continue to do with any integrity. Because the weight of what I feel held entirely in my own interior without the release of your awareness of it has reached the specific point where the holding costs more than the saying. I am in love with you, desperately. In the specific has been true for longer than I have admitted, survived everything I tried to do about it way of something that is simply part of who I am now rather than a feeling I am still assessing. I have assessed it repeatedly with the genuine intention of arriving at a conclusion other than the one I keep arriving at. And the conclusion every time through the assessment and the time and the attempting to redirect and the discovering that redirection is simply not available as an option is the same. You, this feeling, this specific and consuming and apparently permanent reality of loving you. I have tried not to, I want to say that honestly, not as an accusation toward you, not as evidence that the feeling is unwelcome to me now that I have stopped fighting it, as the honest accounting of the journey. I tried to love you at a size that was manageable. That fit the circumstances. That did not require the specific vulnerability of saying something this large to someone whose response I cannot predict and cannot control. The trying was genuine, and the trying failed because what I feel is not interested in being manageable has not been manageable since it arrived and has simply waited with the patient, unhurried, I am not going anywhere quality of something that knows it is real for the moment when I would finally stop trying to manage it and simply say it. This is that moment. I am in love with you, desperately, and I need you to know. Oh, feel the full weight of what was just said. Not the version that has been edited for palatability, the honest, unmanaged, this is the actual size of it version that the desperation has finally produced. The version that acknowledges the trying and the failing and the arriving at the same conclusion and the decision finally past all the management to simply say the true thing. Now I want to speak to you about what the reveal asks of you. Because big reveals genuine ones, carrying real feeling at real size, ask something of the person receiving them. Not a specific response, not the reciprocation that the love might hope for, or the gentle decline that honesty might require if the feeling is not mutual. Those are the content of what comes after the receiving. What the receiving itself asks is simply presence. Soft sigh, full, genuine, nothing performed presence. The specific quality of being actually there for something significant as it happens, not managing it from a slight distance, not processing it before it has fully arrived, not reaching for the response before the full weight of what is being offered has been allowed to land. They're in the moment, receiving what is given with the quality of attention that something given at this cost deserves. Someone is about to give you something costly. The specific, courage requiring, cannot be taken back gift of their honest interior, of the full, unmanaged, desperately real truth of what they carry for you. And the most honoring response to that gift, whatever the content of your response ultimately is, begins with the quality of your presence when it arrives, with being genuinely there, genuinely hearing, genuinely allowing what is being said to reach the place it is aimed at rather than being caught at the surface and redirected before it has completed its landing. Let it land today when it arrives in whatever form the reveal takes, through whatever moment it chooses. Let it land completely without the defensive shortening of the contact, without the managed I am processing this as it arrives quality that keeps significant things at a safer distance than they deserve to be received at. Simply let someone who has been desperately in love with you, who has held it through the assessment and the trying not to, and the repeated arriving at the same conclusion, finally hand you the full truth of it. And let that truth reach you. Because you deserve to know, not as a strategic advantage, as the simple human, this is information about your own life dignity of understanding what exists in the field around you, of knowing that someone has been carrying something of this size in your direction, of having the full picture of what has been invisible until today become visible. Oof, the reveal is coming today. Not as metaphor, as the specific and real movement of something that has been private becoming shared, of someone who has been desperately in love with you, finally finding through the accumulated pressure of everything that has been building the moment where the holding gives way to the saying, where the interior becomes exterior, where you find out. And what you find out, the specific, assessed, survived, everything I tried to do about it, depth of what this person carries is not small, is not the casual, I thought you should know kind of disclosure that asks little of either person, is the full thing. At the full size, it actually is. From someone who has been carrying it at that size for long enough to know with the certainty that time and failed management provide that it is real. Something real is coming toward you today from the direction of someone whose love for you has been desperate enough, persistent enough, real enough to finally find the form it needed to reach you directly. No more interior, no more private, no more carrying something of this size in the space of a single person's interior when what it carries deserves the shared space between two people. Be there for it, completely, as the full, present, completely yourself person that this love, desperate, real, finally surfacing has always been aimed at. And let today be what it is. The day the invisible becomes visible. The day the held becomes said. The day someone who has been desperately in love with you finally passed the assessment and the trying and the repeated conclusion tells you so. Soft sigh, today. The reveal is coming. And what it reveals, the full, real, desperately true depth of what has been carried for you, is something that deserves to be received with the full quality of your presence. Be present for what is real, for what is coming, for what has been desperately, quietly, persistently yours. If this reading found you at exactly the right moment, if something here prepared you for what is arriving today and gave you the grounded presence to receive it fully, stay close, subscribe, and come back. Because the story of what a desperate love finally revealed becomes when it finds the reception it deserves, that is one worth witnessing all the way through. And the next reading will be there for every real, honest step of what the reveal makes possible.